Friends, in this session we are going to understand about the financial ratios. We have gained some understanding on balance sheet and P&L, and right now we know how to read the balance sheet. So now we'll get started with ratios. So before getting into the financial ratios, we'll ask ourselves one fundamental question: why ratios? What best it is going to do? So for that, let's just look at the example. Let's say there is a company called company A and there is another company called company B. Company A has reported a profit of 10 crore and company B has reported a profit of 5 crore. Now if I ask you which company has done well given only this information, you would say company A has made a good show because it has achieved a profit of 10 crore. But if I'm going to give you an additional information about company A on sales, it has made sales of 100 crore and company B has made a sales of 25 crore. Would you still maintain your comment on good show? Probably you would withdraw because company B has achieved or earned a profit margin of 20% on its sales, whereas company A has earned a profit margin of only 10% on its sales. So now you tell me who has done or performed well. Is it company A or company B? Obviously it is company B because it has earned a margin of 20%. So what we have done here, we have established a relationship between profit and sales, and we have calculated something called profit margin, or it can also be called as profitability. So we have established a relationship between two financial figures, that is profit and sales, and we derived a ratio, and that ratio helped us to take a decision in selecting which company has performed well. Is it A or B? And we concluded B has performed well. So ratio would help us to create relationship between two numbers in a logical way, so we can make some decisions or we can make some analysis. Whether this explanation is sufficient? If no, I would give you another example. Let's take example 2. In previous example we compared two companies, right? Now we'll take only one company. Say this is company X Limited. Now this X Limited had current assets in 2014 worth 100 crore. So current assets means it can be like cash, it can be deposits, it can be bank balance, it is stock, receivable, fine. So they have assets worth 100 crore, it is a big money. But this 100 crore on standalone does not convey any important message for you. It just tells you that there is asset worth 100 crore. But I'm going to give you another piece of information. In 2013, the current assets of this company was 60 crore. So again, it does not give you much of information except that from 60 it has moved to 100, there is growth by 40 crore. But I'm going to give you another piece of information, that is current liabilities of this company. You would recollect in previous session we have understood the relationship between the current asset and current liability, right? Yeah. So the current liability of the company in 2013 is 30 crore. It means they have to pay 30 crore for which they have 60 crore at their disposal. For paying 30 crore they have 60 crore at their disposal. But in 2014 they have to pay how much? 110 crore. Their current liability is 110 crore, but they have how much? Only 100 crore at their disposal. Now this is going to convey something very alarming. What is that? The liquidity position of the company. In 2013 the liquidity position of the company was so good because they had to pay only 30 crore and they had 60 crore at their disposal. But in 2014 that is not the case. They have to pay 110 crore. They are having only 100 crore. They are already short of 10 crore. So now you are getting a message on liquidity position for 2014 which is in a very bad shape. So we have established a relationship between the two numbers, current assets and current liability, and we were able to understand their liquidity position. This can also be understood by way of ratio, what is known as current ratio. So how we have understood the liquidity position? By seeing whether current asset is greater than the current liability. So if current assets is greater than current liability, then in current asset you can divide by current liability. That would give you number greater than 1. If it is greater than 1, you have higher current assets. If it is less than 1, you have lower current assets. So in 2013, 60 by 30, 2 times, you have 2 times of current assets for meeting the liability. Or it can also be said as 2:1. For meeting 1 rupee of liability in 2013, the company had 2 rupees of assets, current assets. But in 2014, it is 100 divided by 110, which is 0.91 times, or I would say 0.91 is to 1. For paying every 1 rupee of current liability, this company has got assets worth only 91 paise. So this is the kind of serious message which you can get by ratios. So ratio analysis will help us to analyze the performance, and it will also list out the strengths and weakness of the company. So it will help in analyzing. When I say analyzing, it can be inter-firm analysis, it can be intra-firm analysis, or it can be across countries, across companies, across industries. So all companies, all financials can be converted into ratios, and that would serve as a great tool in evaluation. So the financial ratios can be basically classified into 4. The first ratio would be liquidity ratio. The second one is capital structure, or say leverage ratios. The third one is activity ratios, and fourth is profitability ratios. I'm not going to give you any definition, we'll just go by common sense. So what is liquidity ratio? What does liquidity ratio try to measure? See, all these ratios derive their values or figures only from P&L and balance sheet. So remember just that. So liquidity ratios basically tries to establish relationship between the short-term liabilities and short-term assets. So whether the company has sufficient short-term assets to pay off the short-term liabilities. So that's what the liquidity ratios basically try to convey. I mean, do you have sufficient resources here to pay these guys? That's more important. If you don't pay these guys, you will get into problem. So liquidity ratios are great warning indicators too. If those ratios are not in an acceptable position, it is a serious warning for the company. Company should, or business should do, or should take some serious actions. So liquidity ratio basically will tell you whether you have short-term assets which are higher than the short-term liability, or it is lower than the short-term liability in form of a ratio, in form of the ratio. So in liquidity ratio also we have 4 ratios as subdivision. Number 1 is current ratio, 2 is quick ratio, 3 is cash ratio, or it is also called as absolute liquidity ratio, and 4 is defense interval ratio. Don't just get carried away, we'll see one by one.
Thank you for watching this video. Hope you liked it. If you wish to learn more on this topic, do check our comprehensive online course. I have given the link in the description below. If you like this video lecture, do not forget to click on that like, share and subscribe button with bell icon.